Hello and welcome to the second module of Flowplan Rendering Masterclass with Nano Banana Pro. We have a major update with this Nano Banana Pro, and let's take a look at how to create realistic and stylized flow plans with this tool. Nano Banana Pro is a big step from the previous version of Nano Banana, especially for architects and designers. The previous version was great for quick ideas and fast visual experiments, and the Pro version gives you more serious and presentation ready outputs. With Nano Banana Pro, you get better image quality, higher resolution, and better control over the output. Details like material, lighting, camera angles, and even text inside drawings look more clearer and accurate. This makes a huge difference when you're creating flow plans, isometrics, architectural visuals, or client presentations. Now, within our scope of flow plan rendering, on the previous version, we did have a lot of inaccuracies, and we tried resolving that using Photoshop. Whereas in this new version, that part of resolving things in Photoshop is way more minimal. We can get presentation-ready flow plan outputs directly from the AI platform. So there are three ways to access Nano Banana Pro, and let's take a look at each of them.
So the first way to access Nano Banana Pro is through Gemini. You can search for Gemini Google, and this is the website gemini.google.com. You can sign in using your account and start using this. The only drawback here is that the interface is way too simple to actually use for architectural workflows. I mean, this can technically create images, but we won't be able to specifically say which model we are using for the image generation. So we technically cannot choose the specific Nano Banana model, even though Gemini uses Nano Banana Pro. It is not the core model within this website. So I do think that this website has some drawbacks for architectural image generations. So that is the first way. And the second website, which I think is the most ideal for using Nano Banana Pro, and it's aistudio.google.com. So this is the website, and you can log in into this website using your Google account. You can immediately see that this interface has a lot more options for us to choose from, starting from audio, video, images, Gemini, and a lot more. Right. So here you will be able to see Nano Banana Pro, and also you can see that it's a paid version. So Nano Banana Pro technically is not free. We will have to subscribe to be able to use Nano Banana Pro. So that is something. And I'll also tell you how we can get started. And I think for most users, you might be getting 1 month of free trial with Nano Banana Pro. And even I am actually using a free trial of Nano Banana Pro for 1 month within Google AI Studio. To begin using Nano Banana Pro on Google AI Studio, we will have to first create a new project and then link an API key for that specific project. And we'll have to enter our card details, our credit card details, which basically builds the number of image generations that we create using this tool. So this platform does not work on a monthly subscription basis, but it rather works on billing for each image generation. So the cost is around $0.15 for each 4K image. That was the thing that I saw the last time I checked. But to begin with, you can get started for free for 1 month. And let me walk you through how to create a new project and link your API key. So basically, when you click Nano Banana Pro, it'll ask you to choose a paid API key. And right below, you'll have the option to go to project page. Once you click that, this opens the project page. And for this demonstration, let me remove the project and show you how to begin with that. And right on top, you will see create a new project. So let's do that and name your project. So this can be anything. I'm going to name it as Nano Banana Pro and create your project. Right here, you can see that the project has been created and it falls under the free tier. But also, we haven't set up the billing for that, which we will have to do to begin using the platform to set up billing. And this will take you to a page where you'll have to accept the terms and conditions and enter your card details. Initially, this option will be free for most users, I assume. So let's click agree and continue. And under this are my card details. And down below, I have start free option. So I'm going to click that, and this will ask me to verify my payment method. And once you do that, the billing account has been created. So this page basically shows the billing information for your specific account based on the number of images that you generate, and you can see all the details of that within this page. So now let's go back to linking the project and the API key. So here under the API key tab, choose import project, and this will show all the projects that we have within our account. Let's choose the Nano Banana Pro, for which it shows that the active billing is present. So let's click that, and on the top we have create an API key option. Choose that, and just type a name for your key. I'm renaming it as image generation, and the project is Nano Banana Pro that we previously created, and this would create the key. A key is basically a system for the platform to link your image generations to your card details and to build your image generation accordingly. So it's simple as that. It might sound complicated, but these are pretty much the steps there. So I've just renamed the project as Nano Banana Pro Rendering for better understanding. Once you do that, we can go back to our main page, and here we will have link API key option. You can choose the key that we just created and select key, and then we are good to go. You will see this option on top which says you're using the paid API key image rendering as part of this. So with that, we are ready to get started. And maybe if you're finding that step too difficult, you can still use Nano Banana Pro through other third-party applications, which will most probably have a monthly subscription basis. You can go ahead and check the pricing for each website. There are platforms like Nim, Kling AI, or Hixfield, or there are platforms like Render, which you can check out as well. I have used Hixfield and it's a good platform, and I've also used Nim AI, which works pretty well. So you can choose between any of these platforms as you prefer, and all of these will have the Nano Banana Pro model within each of them for you to try. But I would still highly suggest you to work around with AI Studio, which is the official Google website, because this has a lot of options for us to experiment with, like within resolutions or aspect ratio. We can choose that for each of these, and also the projects that we are working on are also pretty neatly organized for us to simply search for the project that we want, and we will be able to pull that out.
Let's take a look at one unified workflow of creating realistic floor plans starting from a CAD drawing.
And let's begin with this CAD pad that we have, and all the elements of the CAD drawing are in separate layers. Let's now move this aside, right? To begin with, you can decide if you do want to keep these text and labels in your drawing, because this will ultimately reflect on the Nano Banana Pro rendering that we are about to do. So you can decide if you want to keep these elements or not. If you don't want to do that, you can simply turn them off right here before exporting this. And there could also be some elements which might be a little too confusing for the AI platform. For example, this toy here, which I don't think the AI platform will interpret too well. So let's remove that. And likewise, this children's rocking horse, which I don't think the platform might interpret too well. And the rest of the elements can be as it is. And let's also remove this line here. We intend to keep this as a simple drawing, not complicated with too many furniture elements that the AI platform might not understand. So it can be simple, plain drawing. I mean, it can be a complicated drawing in terms of how the elements are arranged together, how the flow plan flows out, and in terms of layout, it can be a complex one. But in terms of your furnitures, try not to add complicated blocks, just keep simple ones, and we should be good to go. See, once we are done with that, we will have to export this as a PDF first and then save this as a JPEG image, because we won't be able to directly export a PDF file into Google AI Studio. So we'll have to convert that. But before that, let's save this as a PDF. I have already created an A3 size boundary for us to easily export this. And let's make sure that everything is in a black and white file. And let's export that as a PDF. So once exported, let's create an A3 image on Photoshop, and let's simply add the PDF onto the Photoshop file on whichever format. It could be a square or a rectangle. So creating the image in an A3 format is absolutely important because the aspect ratio plays a major role in the AI outputs as far as I have seen. So to not complicate things, let's just keep all the images in an A series image. It could be A4 or A3, but make sure it's in an A series image, either horizontal or vertical. So let's maybe adjust the lens, saving this as a base image. So once we have done that, let's head back into Google AI Studio, choose Nano Banana Pro, and this will be the page where we will be creating the rendering. So let's add the image. You can add it from here, or you can simply drag the image from your source file from your local drive. All right. So let me add the image here. So if you're using Nano Banana Pro on this Google AI Studio for the very first time, this is what the interface looks like. You will see that the model that we are working with is Nano Banana Pro, and all the other settings can simply just be the way as it is. There are only two settings that we might be adjusting based on the image output. The first is aspect ratio. In most cases, especially on floor plans, we will keep the aspect ratio as auto. We will not change anything on the aspect ratio. If we actually select a 1:1 ratio, what happens is this horizontal floor plan actually shrinks into a square image. So it basically alters the dimensions of the floor plan. We will miss the technicalities of the base image, which we don't want to do that. So let's keep it at auto, and the resolution can be whichever as you prefer. The 4K takes more time. The 2K should be ideal in most cases. You can choose 4K if you want like really high quality, and rest of the settings can be just the way it is. On the previous version of Nano Banana Pro, we had to specify a lot of things, right? We had to detail out the prompt to get specific things, and at the same time it also had a higher level of mistakes. It tends to change a lot of things in the flow plan, whereas in this Nano Banana Pro it almost stays true to the original flow plan that we are uploading. It might need a few minor tweaks here and there based on the flow plan, which we'll have to adjust in Photoshop, but in most cases we don't have to do anything. The output stays exactly the same as the input image that we provided. So let's start with this. Let's try creating a top view of the slope plan where the walls are slightly extruded. So the language that we type in, it can be pretty simple, natural spoken language. It does not have to be very complicated. Let's just say create a, the more specific things we describe to the prompt, the better will be the output. As of now, we have only asked it to create a 3D top view floor plan. Let's also describe it a little further, right? So this is a pretty simple, straightforward prompt where we ask the platform to create a 3D floor plan, add textures, fabric, and relevant furnitures, add shadows, and do not change or alter anything in the image. Right? It's pretty straightforward. And since we've already chosen the settings, let's just click run. This will ask you to link your API key that we created initially. Choose the key and click enter. Now, one update from the previous Nano Banana version is that we will actually be able to see an option called thoughts, which shows what steps the model is actually taking to analyze the prompt that we have provided to get the result that we want. So it basically understands the image, expands the structure, and then it creates an image. And it also verifies the accuracy of the image, and it only then gives us the final output. So this is the final output, which was created in about 30 seconds. So as we can see, it looks really good in terms of realism. But in terms of the stylization, it looks bland. And the reason for that is because we did not specify enough keywords in the prompt for the AI to interpret it. So we can try enhancing this further, and adding more colors, textures to all the elements in the floor plan. But before that, let's also compare this with the original image to test its accuracy. So let's simply add the image into this, right? Let's choose multiply. And here we can see that the platform did not make any changes to the floor plan except for this bed, maybe. It basically just stylized the bed, I would say. So it merged both of these beds together and it added one large king size bed. And the rest of that looks exactly the same. There are no changes on the floor plan as such. It has even added a overhead rack for the kitchen and all the details and everything. It looks extremely precise. So in terms of precision, this platform, the Nano Banana Pro model, is extremely precise than the previous one that we saw. So now let's go ahead and see how we can stylize the floor plan and maybe add a lot more textures, colors and everything. The straightforward thing to do is to mention whatever we want in the image. I mean, let's just copy the previous prompt, is to specify the colors of the fabric, maybe like give it a color palette or something. Maybe describe the style as a modern style with a touch of different shades, reds or oranges, to actually more details. For example, now let's say the color palette is neutral with strong highlight colors across the floor plan. The walls are in gray. Flooring is herringbone wood pattern. So this time we are adding specific things like the color palette is neutral and there are strong highlight colors across the floor plan, and the walls are in gray, the flooring pattern, and we also asked it to add some decor. So this time let's click run and see what it creates. Now we can see that the same floor plan, but this looks a lot more stylized and we can see some colors getting played around on the floor plan. Now this is exactly how to stylize the floor plan, to play around with keywords to get the precise results and outputs that we want. There is a slight problem with staircase in the middle. So the platform has misinterpreted that. And one way to resolve that is to basically create the entire steps of the stairs from the CAD drawing itself so that AI reinterprets it as one single unit. And also, if you're confused as to how you can add these prompts and how to detail these prompts, the simplest solution to do is to just go to ChatGPT. Now, in ChatGPT, let's just ask it to rewrite and detail this prompt for a floor plan rendering and simply paste the prompt that we used. And let's actually remove this, right? So, this is the only information that we are giving ChatGPT, is to create a top view 3D floor plan of the image, add textures and fabrics. So let's click enter. This has given us a detailed prompt and it also specifies textures, flooring, contemporary furnitures, color palette, and it also talks about lighting. So, but it also works as bullet points, which we don't want. So let's ask it to rewrite it as a single paragraph. All right, so this is our prompt exactly. So let's just copy it. Now this time I am once again uploading the same flow plan and pasting the prompt. Let's click run. This time the result looks even more stylized. We can see some shine on the fabrics and the details look a lot more crisp. The results are pretty similar to what we generated previously. So just in case you're finding it difficult to write prompts, you can simply ask ChatGPT to help you with that. Now we can also turn this into an isometric view with all the walls and furniture elements extruded in 3D. To do that, let's head over to the PDF that is shared along with this course. Scroll down and we have this isometric example here. Copy this, start a new chat and upload the base image.
and paste the prompt from the PDF. Choose a resolution, the aspect ratio, and click Run. Here we can see how the simple 2D floor plan has been converted into an isometric 3D model with furnitures and lighting. We will take a look at how to use the PDF prompt book in detail in a moment. What sets apart this masterclass is this PDF, which gives you a complete list of prompts that you can simply take and adopt to create multiple styles for your drawing. Let's take a look at how to use this PDF.
Now, to make things much easier for you, we have created this entire PDF with a list of prompts that you can use to achieve these kind of results. And it also comes with reference images that you can add into the AI platform to get the exact results that you want. So to begin with, let's see how to use this PDF on your flow plan to create exact results. Let's begin with this flow plan right here. Say for instance, let's assume this is the CAD plan that you want to render. You have exported this as a JPEG image. Now let's add the image into a new chat on Nano Banana Pro, right? So we have the base plan, and the next thing we want to do is to select a reference image from the PDF. We have an entire list of styles, and these will also be updated in future as well. So you can always come back and check this PDF for reference. Make sure to choose a reference image that kind of looks similar in composition as to the base image. Let's go ahead with this plan number 10. So let's copy the prompt and add it into the chat. And we will also have to add the reference image. Before adding that, make sure to rotate the plan to a vertical format because the base image is in a vertical ratio. So let's add that into the chat. Now, if you miss that step, the platform basically mixes both the aspect ratios and the results will be not exactly what we want. So the resolution can be in 2K and click Run. Now we have the results of the flow plan in a watercolor format that also carries the character of the reference image. Let's do a side-by-side comparison of the base image, the reference, and the up. So there you can see that using this PDF, you can actually create flow plans in any specific style that you want, and it's also going to be extremely precise with just a few clicks.
Really, you're seeing a rendered drawing of another floor plan on the internet and you're wondering how to recreate that in Nano Banana Pro. Let's see how to do that. Maybe you're browsing through Pinterest and you see a floor plan style which you want to replicate. Let's see how that can be done. Here's a floor plan from Pinterest and let's see how this can be replicated. Save the image. Now, if we add that directly into Google AI Studio, it's most probably not going to be the best. Instead, create a new file in Photoshop, select an A3 size, and add the image into the file. Make sure not to leave any white borders. Let's save this image and use this as a reference. Let's use this floor plan to try this out. Make sure to flip the floor plan, add that into Nano Banana Pro as the first image, and then the reference as the second image. The prompt can be simple. Let's ask it to render the floor plan in image 1 and use image 2 as a style reference for colors and textures only. Click Run, and within a few seconds, we can see that the floor plan has been rendered in the style that we want. If we look closely, the walls do not have shadows like in the reference image, and to make any minor changes, let's not rerun the prompt, but only download the image, upload it once again, and type in what we want to change. Because if we rerun the prompt, we might not be able to generate the same exact results once again. Here we can see how prompts can be used just like Photoshop to make changes on the floor plan and to get the style that we want. Now, if you want to make the shadows more subtle, all we have to do is to just download the image, upload it once again, and ask the platform to make the shadows subtle. Now, this is exactly how you can use Nano Banana Pro as a prompt tool to create specific visuals in the style that you want. So that was it from the new updates of Nano Banana Pro. I hope you found this to be helpful. Feel free to reach out to me if you have any questions regarding this. Please take a moment to leave a review on the Gumroad page of this masterclass, and this can help reach a lot of people. Make sure to follow me on Instagram and subscribe to our channel for more future updates. I'll catch you soon on the next update of Nano Banana.